After my 32-year-old Polo broke just one too many times, I decided it was finally time to give him the keys. Now this left poor old Harvey a little bit stuck. No car means I can't get around. Can't get around means I can't work. And no work means no money, and no work means no car. It all leads back to cars. This then forced me to go through around about 15,000 car ads trying to find something I'd actually be happy to drive. I decided the car had to be made after 2000, so it's actually a bit more reliable this time. Have at least a bit of character, maybe an interesting engine or a cool backstory. I managed to get down to about 3 different cars. A Citroen Saxo, a Volvo C70 with a 5-cylinder turbo, yes, I can insure one of those, or the R50 Mini Cooper, which I just quite like. And even after test driving a Mini and loving it, I still decided to get this, which you're currently sitting on. Why don't I just, I'll show you what the actual car I bought. Where did I go wrong? Now look, just hear me out for 2 minutes. This may look like your typical grandad Volkswagen Polo. It's black, it's powered by diesel. But if you know what that badge means, it's a whole different car. Having a red D&I means that this is powered by the legendary 1.9 litre turbo diesel. Volkswagen Audi's group, PD. But before you get ahead of yourself, this is just a TDI PD100. Not the GT PD 130. The 130, as the name says, has 130 horsepower and a 6-speed manual. Basically a Fabia VRS, which you see going around with black smoke out of them doing about 250 miles an hour. Being a PD 100 though, it's still powered by a 1.9 litre turbo diesel. About 100 horsepower, but more importantly with a diesel, 177 foot-pound of torque. Now 177 foot-pound of torque is more than a 2005 MX-5 with a 1.8 VVT. I know an MX-5 is not a powerful car, but this is just a Polo. This is your typical grocery getter car. And to those car geeks out there, just like me, who fantasise about old Citroens and ruined Rovers, this car isn't just special because of its engine, it's special because it's rare. There are more Aston Martin DB9s on the road than this. That's including 5 doors, 3 doors, from about 2002 to about 2008. And when you actually factor in the options that this car has, there's probably only about 50 of these left. It's probably quite hard to address the fact that now I'm parked in front of a massive stack of hay bales. Due to my incredible fear of people, I've decided to move out the road. I don't really want to get in the way. You'll also notice I've equipped a lovely jumper because it's cold and it's England. It's also getting quite dark, so I need to hurry up. Being a sucker for old Volkswagens, I had to put Porsche wheels on it. There was no other choice. I considered other things, and then I thought, no Harvey, we're putting Porsche wheels on it. So I believe this is a set of 17-inch Boxster wheels, standard Boxster pre-facelift 2.5. I think a Porsche twist suits this car so well. I mean, look at it. I think a 17-inch twist on a Mark IV Polo changes the car. Obviously, I then had to lower it, so it went down about 35mm, which honestly might be a bit too much. If I have any passengers in the car, it's rubbing at the back. Lowering the car and putting wheels on it, yes, I lost the comfort. Yes, I'm now scared when I go over a speed bump. And now I enjoy the car. It's got a bit of character. And my best friend Facebook Marketplace sorted me the best deal on these wheels. I managed to get a full set of Porsche Boxster twists, Toyo Proxies on the front and Falcons on the back, and the actual hub adapters that are needed to fit from Porsche wheels to an old Volkswagen for, well, averagely about 500 quid. No, I paid £280. Thank you, man from Wales. Adding to the list of modifications on my car, I've added this massive ram air filter. Now, on a diesel, this does nothing but harm the car. However, it does give off a little blow off with the best modification lying in the boot. The big subwoofer. Don't be fooled by its big orange appearance or the fact that I bought it from Halfords. This makes all the boys' jaws drop and all the girls' pants drop. This is a bad boy. The other things that actually pulled me into this car was the endless spec. It's got fresh cold air conditioning, electric and heated wing mirrors, a 6-disc CD multi-changer, then the best feature to top them all off, the electric sunroof. Reliability is as can be expected. No issues at all. I've had to change the rear pads and discs, that's just a maintenance item, and it had one small issue with a track rod end, which probably is my fault with the silly big wheels. Now at this point, I took the car out for a drive. Now, first time round recording, the microphone picked up a horrible tapping sound and ruined all the audio. Oh, nothing, 1800 RPM, boom, it kicks off. You've hit boost. So, I took the car out for a drive the next day. However, the video is now corrupted with a horrible vibration. This thing, honestly, is a proper little hot hatch. I mean, the numbers aren't crazy impressive. I mean, 100 horsepower, 177 foot-pound. But hey, third time's a charm. Let's see if I can get a successful recording this time. Welcome to the third attempt of recording, where hopefully this one is a little bit smoother than the first two. Now, my first two attempts of recording were littered with either camera shake or horrible audio. So I've sort of equipped my phone to the windscreen in some hopes that it's going to film a bit better. And for a bit of good luck, I put a bright yellow jumper on and pyjama trousers. We can also get rid of this. I mean, this engine is the key piece of the car. A 1.9 TDI in a Passat is just a good old reliable diesel. But when you whack it into a Polo, having a 1.9 changes the car. It makes it a proper hot hatch. I mean, you've got all that low down torque from 1800 onwards, you're pushing 177 foot-pounds. That's sort of comparable to a Mark IV Golf GTI. When you're actually up in the rev range, you've only got 100 horsepower to play with, it's not that fast. But it's the way that low down grunt really throws you into your seat. I mean, look, fourth gear, it's got that sort of go to it. Ever since I put that silly big ram air filter onto it, it makes those silly little turbo noises. I'm not sure if it's going to pick up on camera, but... I am genuinely smiling here from my diesel Volkswagen. I mean, as a daily driver, it's all the car you need. It's quite happy to sit at 70 miles an hour all day, no more because that's breaking the law. It's quite good fun when it comes to a twisty road. And fuel economy, my God. I mean, I've averaged, on a normal drive, you're in the 60s. And if you've got a steady right foot like me, I've managed to get 77.4 mpg. That is outrageous. Now, actual dynamics of a car, it's not great. It weighs anywhere between 1200 and 1300 kg. It's a bit varied depending on what site you use. And I know in today's world, that makes it an aerial atom. But back in the day, it was heavy. I mean, this, the Golf, the Passat, the Bora, they were all known for being big, large of cars. I mean, it's got 4 airbags and massive A, B and C pillars. It's a substantial car. And ever since I put the cheap lowering springs on, it's made the ride awful. Every bump, I'm in it. Every hole, I feel it. I'll be honest, I took a perfectly good car and ruined it. But that's the way with petrol heads. That's what you do to a nice car. You destroy it for no good reason. And it's not just the engine where this car excels. I mean, the gearbox is a sweet little 5-speed manual. And the clutch was probably my biggest surprise of them all. mean, my mate used to have a 1.6 TDI Golf, same sort of age, a couple of years newer. And the clutch on that thing was the most boring, horrible thing to use. I mean, it had no weighting at all and about 8 foot of travel. In comparison, this is a sports car. I mean, it's perfectly weighted. This being a sport model, I get nice big bucket seats, which are still so easy to get in and out of, you know. It's when you get to a bit of open road, leave it in 4th gear, let the torque do its thing. It just pulls and pulls, it's constant. But it's so easy to drive. There's no hassle, there's no work to get the speed. And I think that is what makes it a bit boring. Like, my old red Polo in comparison, that thing you had to give it everything it had just to reach the speed limit. Whereas this, you can easily speed and not realise. The brakes are in urgent need of being done though. And I think that's going to be another video that I do. An idiot trying to fix his car. The problem with this car is, it's put me in two minds. I bought it to get me through a year of driving, get another year's no claims bonus under my belt and move on to bigger and better things. But because I've got a car with such an interesting and tunable engine, do I just stick with it, make it a 300 horsepower monster, or do I buy something I'm actually interested in? I mean, I really love an Audi TT, a Z3. I love a Porsche Boxster, and when I can insure one at 18 or 19 for so cheap, why not? I mean, the next big video that you're going to see with the car is me doing a bit of a journey, seeing just what MPG I can get out of it. I'm going to pull out every measure, tape on the bonnet, my lightest pair of trainers, all weight stripped of a car, except for the subwoofer. It makes me feel like such a yobbo, this thing. I mean, first gear will spin straight to red line. Oh, I love it. Now, speaking as an 18-year-old, insurance is always a factor. Now, I managed to find that this sort of fell into an okay category. I mean, it wasn't outrageous, but I'll be honest, I'm paying £3 grand a year on a car that's worth half of that. And that is with a black box, meaning every drive I do is tracked. If I speed, I get told off. I mean, there's always loopholes and ways to get around the black box, but as far as the insurers are concerned, it's always on. I mean, credit to a car, it can perform well. And there's my fuel light. Driving around with this massive flashlight pointing at me, I must look like a right knob. In every person I drive past, I want to duck my head and cry. I mean, yeah, for the moment, this is my daily driver. It's getting me from point A to point B with a smile on my face. It's a genuinely good car, and I can't wait to make a few videos about it, trying to convince you all that it's quite good too. After watching that footage back, I realised I was driving from day to night. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, but for now, that's it. See ya.